How's it going, you outlaw legends? I'm Red Nitrate, your resident Red Dead addict, and welcome into, well, I can't believe I'm even saying these words, folks, a new Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode update video. Okay, now first up, I am going to say that for the most part, this is a pretty disappointing update, and it mostly consists of minor bug fixes without any new content per se, but it does have one very cool and worthwhile addition, and that is DLSS settings for select Nvidia graphics cards, which we'll cover a bit later in the video. While this might be a bit of a lackluster update for story mode, I'm really just happy at this point that they still remember that the game even exists. I double checked, and my last update video that I released for Red Dead Redemption 2 was almost 1 year ago. Yep, pushing 12 months, if you can believe it. So, I mean, at this point, I guess I'll take whatever I can get. To start, we'll be looking at all of the bug fixes that came as a part of this update. And first, we'll be taking a look at the bug where the members of your gang camp would comment that you were underdressed and not wearing warm enough clothes, even if it was 100 degrees outside and you were wearing full winter clothing. Now, this bug might seem insignificant at first, but over time it really affects the immersion, and it greatly annoyed many story mode players. Well, I'm happy to report that it is now fixed, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see here in this clip, I'm walking around on a summer's day in full winter clothing, and not a single person has anything to bloody well say about it. But yeah, for anyone who's unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, here's a few examples.
We aren't in the tropics. You'll freeze to death dressed like that, Arthur.
You're going to catch a chill dressed like that.
Oh, you must be dang freezing.
What are you wearing? You're going to catch a chill.
So yeah, it's definitely a good thing that they fixed it. As you can see, it's pretty annoying. However, from what I read and experienced, it appears as though Rockstar patched the bug in a very unconventional manner. It seems as though they removed the weather-related dialogue altogether. After extensive testing, I was unable to get any form of clothing to weather-related dialogue after I updated the game. So, while it's good that it's fixed, it's a real shame it had to come at the expense of a pretty neat, immersive feature. The next bug that's been fixed was a super weird one. It's one I discovered while live streaming and was pretty unique to me. I'd only come across a few other people who'd experienced it. It happened when the player was killed by NPCs while riding their primary horse. Then when you respawned after dying, your horse's name and its customized mane, tail, etc. remained. However, the breed would change to a Kentucky Saddler or Tennessee Walker. Now, this was permanent and unable to be fixed unless you had a save to revert back to. Fortunately, as I mentioned, that's been fixed as well. So to give you an example, here's my customized horse, Stevo, and he is a brindle-coated thoroughbred with the tail and mane that you see here. Now I'll just do a quick little demonstration and get myself killed on horseback while keeping my horse alive, which is what would always trigger the bug in the past. So normally this is where it would change to a basic horse with basic stats, while only retaining a few of the cosmetic customizations. However, as you can see here, it's all fixed. Steve the Brindle Thoroughbred is completely intact. The next bug fix I was going to report on was the bridge glitch, which has been patched in Red Dead Online. Because the glitches in both story mode and online appear to be the same, I naturally assumed that it would be patched in story mode as well. But good news, it's not. As you can see here, it's still working beautifully as it always did, as I get a successful launch into an out of bounds area. An added bonus to this, not only has it not been patched in story mode, but after seeing a recent TMAD TV video here on YouTube, I realised that a new bridge glitch has been discovered in Red Dead Online, which also works in story mode, which you do by simply using the same method but on the other side of the bridge. Which now means in story mode you can activate the glitchy bridge of awesomeness from both sides, so big hype on that one. Much better than it being patched and removed from the game altogether, that's for damn sure. Now granted, this new method isn't quite as responsive as the old method, but the same rule applies. Just launch a throwable weapon, tomahawks, throwing knives, that kind of thing, at around this spot here, and you'll eventually hit it and get it going. Finally, the biggest change and addition is arguably the implementation of DLSS for select Nvidia cards in both Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online. This has the potential to boost and stabilize frame rates substantially. Take a look at this breakdown from the ATM machine on Reddit. Now, while the max frame rates jump around a bit, you can plainly see that there's quite a big improvement in the average frame rate when using DLSS Auto, and then even more so when using max or ultra performance. I've read that the DLSS being used is the more modern and sophisticated 2.2.10.0 version, and should, in a lot of cases, improve motion clarity, sharpen the overall look, and reduce ghosting. I've also read reports to the contrary, as is often the case, with some saying that it took a fair bit of fine-tuning to find the right DLSS profile for their setup. Mess around with it and see what works best for you, and yeah, go from there. It's also worth noting, I've heard numerous reports that DirectX 12 is buggy in Red Dead Redemption 2 at the moment, and if you plan on using the new DLSS settings, it's best if you have it set to Vulkan. But it appears to be my default when I select DLSS anyway, so hopefully that should be pretty straightforward. But yeah, again, fiddle around with it on your system and see what works best for you. And that just about covers everything that I've been able to scratch together for story mode changes. Honestly though, it's really hard to do. None of these changes, except for the DLSS stuff, were even mentioned in the patch notes. It saddens me, really, just how much Rockstar has forgotten about this amazing game. It also makes it difficult to cover absolutely everything. Without it being officially documented, I rely on my own experiences along with my viewers. So please, if you find any other changes that I've missed, let me know in the comments section below. If you did find the video useful though, please hit the like button down below, and consider subscribing for future Rockstar related content. But yeah, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Red Nitrate. Stay legendary, everyone. Bye now.